Back in the days when everyone was on the Snow White kick, scallywags and roustabouts had an easy time of it.
Your money or your life?
Oh, that's easy. You can take my wife.
Not your wife, your life.
It's funnier my way, but take my purse.
Statistics showed that crime was rampant, especially in a tiny kingdom known as Easy Pickens. The people there used to set their watches by the number of robberies that occurred.
What time do you have?
Let me see. The blacksmith is being held up, so it must be 11:15.
This might have gone on indefinitely had it not been for the arrival of a jolly gentleman on a black donkey whose name was Mule.
Mule.
His name was Schuyler Sugg, and his hobby was preventing crime.
Your money or your wife?
Lady appeared as if by magic, and the robber was thwarted. What's more, Mr. Sugg spent the next 7 days in wielding his shillelagh in the cause of justice.
Citizens of Easy Pickens, we owe a great deal to Schuyler Sugg.
It comes to $43.12.
He has not only cleaned out the town, but he's cleaned out the town treasury.
Sugg opened a tiny but adequate detective agency and proceeded to solve any and all mysteries.
I lost my pet cow, Mr. Sugg.
You'll find him inside the counter at the butcher store at 89 cents a pound. He's on special, too.
Somebody's been stealing eggs from our chicken house, Mr. Sugg. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you eating your breakfast.
Be with you as soon as I finish these coddled eggs.
And there's no doubt of it, fellow villagers. Schuyler Sugg is our man of the year.
Yay! I don't know what to say, Mr. Mayor. Yay!
That's when the trouble started. It was one of the coldest winters on record, and a massive fog bank sprang up out of the lower valleys and blanketed the area. It didn't stay very long, but it left behind something. For there, in the middle of a once vacant meadow, stood a black castle.
Must be one of those prefab jobs.
It was then he noticed that not a door or a window was to be seen.
You in there! Lower the drawbridge!
No answer. Just the cold, clammy wind whistling through the turrets.
Better send a wire to Alfred Hitchcock.
The news spread through the town like wildfire, and by noon, everyone was standing before the huge castle.
It's black magic, that's what it is.
Nonsense, Mr. Mayor. Here, boys, take these torches and set fire to the place.
But suppose there's a witch in there.
We'll smoke her out.
Under Sugg's direction, the villagers set the castle on fire. Or at least they tried to.
The castle won't burn, Mr. Sugg.
What do you mean it won't burn? You can smell the
But
smoke.
the smoke was coming from a nearby forest.
Why, it's supernatural, that's what it is. We set the castle on fire and the forest burns up.
Poppycock and Balderdash and all those other reindeer.
The others were too frightened to move. Not Schuyler Sugg, though. He carried a huge sack of gunpowder to the edge of the moat, lit a fuse, and then swung the sack around and finally flung it high over the castle wall.
Watch. Any second now. Boom!
They watched in breathless silence, waiting for the blast. And they got what they were waiting for. Unfortunately, it wasn't the castle that blew up. It was half the village. Sugg was in for a fight.
Boy, we better keep an eye on this castle.
You'd better get some sleep, Schuyler. You've got an awful lot of work to do tomorrow.
I have got an awful lot of work to do right now.
Extracting a magnifying glass from his pocket, Schuyler left the warm fire to probe the back side of the castle.
I'll take over while you're sleuthing.
Nothing happened for about 10 or 15 minutes. Then, suddenly, the drawbridge of the castle slowly came down.
What'll we do, Mr. Mayor?
Only one thing to do. We've got to go inside.
Brave words indeed. Thus the mayor, in fact, the remainder of the village, went slowly across the drawbridge and into the Black Castle. No sooner did they enter than the drawbridge mysteriously went up, sealing one and all inside. Dawn was late in coming, and so was Schuyler Sugg, who had gotten lost in the pitch darkness and spent most of the night home in bed.
Good morning, every...
A chill ran through him. There was no one left.
They were such wonderful folks. They were always trying to do something for me.
His hair, what was left of it, stood on end, as once more the drawbridge came down. Would he be able to summon enough courage to go in alone and uncover the secret?
Heavens, no! I am not going in there!
Oh, go on, Mr. Sugg. We'll be right behind you. Go ahead now. Open the door.
Surprise! Surprise! Happy birthday, Schuyler!
Them's my kind of people. Concern 'em.
Bye.